Hey there, it's day 120, and today's topic is learn again to listen. And the person in front of you is telling so much about himself. Now we have spoken about how important it is to come to yourself, to find out what is so important for you, to make yourself not depending from others. And I think listening is one of the most important skills. There have been so many researchers from leaders, and listening is one of the most important skills for them. Now, why is this so important, and what does it really mean? Most of us, if somebody's talking, you have a certain thought developing inside your head, and you are just waiting your turn in order to tell this story, whatever is in your head there. But then you are not really listening. Listening means leave this aside. You can't avoid that thoughts are coming to your mind, but you can interrupt those thoughts and say, now I'm listening to what the person in front of me is telling. And if you're listening, you will be able to give the content of what is said. Then you will develop something like, oh, this is interesting. You will ask questions. What did he brought him to this certain thought? Where is it leading him? And so interesting questions coming from interest, being interested in the person, and you will develop more than you can imagine about yourself. Why is this? Because while learning to listen, first of all, you will leave your ego aside. By listening and training this, you will be able to regain this what you have lost. To come back to yourself, we are constantly depending from thoughts in our surroundings, what they think is right or wrong, that you have stopped listening to what your soul needs, what you are needing, and you have stopped to becoming aware of if this whatever you are doing is something that you want and need, or if it is something that may your parents or anybody else in your surroundings is expecting of you. And the next thing is, while listening, and this is one of the most important skills for coaches, and you are learning so much about yourself. You usually are experiencing it if you are in vacations, maybe in a forest and at a mountain, on the beach. It's not just being in contact with nature. It's just it's how you call it. I think it's like being born again. You feel so reunited with nature and you feel one because this is something that normally we need in our life. It's not the stress that is surrounding us, everyday movements from the car, other people around us, and by calming down, suddenly you feel more like one with your surrounding, and this gives you a total new point of view. Thoughts are coming up that are under pressure because of missing time. You can't spend enough time with yourself. Many people are not able to spend time with themselves because they can't suffer the quietness, although this is exactly what you need to become aware of what is it really that you need. And this is not something that you can find by asking your neighbor. This is something you have to find inside of you. What is it? And maybe you can't find the answer because you have for a long time not really listen to what you need. And to discover this may be painful, because you become aware that the whole life is not the one that you really want to live. Milton Erickson is a psychotherapist who lived many years ago. He was a genius, and this I have read a book about his patients, and he explains some stories, and just from the first words that the patients were saying about their situation, what brought them there, they were like a metaphor for what happened, and he had a talent to look through the words. But people can express so many things through their words. You are listening the way he talks. If he talks quickly, you can come aware that he is always in a hurry. If he speaks about using words, you can discover that maybe he is a person who is more visual. If he speaks about music or what he's listening, then he's more maybe an auditive person. If he talks about his feelings, maybe he's more like a sensitive person. And there are so many other things. I mean, we were talking about this, and you can also discover if you're a person who is the master of his life, you will speak about chances, opportunities to change your life, personal growth, and you tell where the direction goes. And this is totally different from a person who look themselves as they are victims of the circumstances, always putting their fingers to the accused person who is responsible for all this. So just by listening, you will find out so many things, and most of all, you will find about yourself and what it is that you need. So take this opportunity every day to try this out. You will be amazed of what you can find out about yourself that maybe you have never seen before, or maybe you will rediscover how much greatness is inside of you. Stay tuned, and till tomorrow.